Hey guys, it's Mikko from MO Sound Lab, and today we'll be talking about phase in electric guitar. So the sad reality is that all electric guitar tones essentially have some form of comb filtering and phase problems in them. That's just a part of all guitar tone that's always existed. The reason for that being that a guitar speaker essentially has a cap and a cone. Cap responsible for the high end, cone responsible for the mids, and the low end. And while you have just one microphone in front of it, it's gonna be receiving that signal at different time points, and that gives you comb filtering, phase problems, and all that good stuff. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is that we just released MIKKO Reflex, and one of the best ways for me to demonstrate what the difference between MIKKO Reflex and MIKKO2 is to actually show you, and the difference will be in the phase. So right here I have a session of a song demo that I have going on, and I have three kinds of cabinet modeling going on. First of all, from the right we have MIKKO2, which is still the best way if you really want to model a tube amp going through a real guitar cabinet like a 4x12. MIKKO2 is the best plugin for that. If you want to have the ultra realism of how things were done back in the day, this is what you want to get. Now we have the MIKKO Reflex, and this is still a real guitar cabinet. A custom design made by Zilla Cabs. Paul made a custom design. It's essentially their fat baby design. So it's a 1x12 that sounds just as big as a 4x12, but doesn't have the problems that you get from having multiple speakers. And that has to do with the phase side of things, which I will soon demonstrate. Now, the third kind of cabinet modeling that I have here is simple EQ. So I'm just running this high cut at 4.5K and then boosting 200 Hertz to kind of adjust for the low end. And this kind of EQ balances the signal without any cabinet modeling to be similar. Now, why I'm doing this is to show off what it actually sounds like when you have no phase problems at all. And then you'll get to compare that to Reflex and MIKKO2. Okay, that is MIKKO Reflex. I have the exact same speaker that I used for MIKKO Reflex done in MIKKO2. So that is the PR-M75. You can see it on both. It's the exact same speaker because that is my favorite pre-rollout that I have. So I tried to find a similar mic position for that. So for just a quick comparison's sake, let's play again MIKKO Reflex, and then I'll flip on to MIKKO2. Now I can already hear the comments down below saying like, it's so much lower in volume. You know, the MIKKO2 version, it really isn't. Listen to them soloed. So this is just the MIKKO Reflex. They are the same volume. But what it does in the mix is very different. Now, what if we have no phase at all? The MIKKO Reflex is actually closer to just the EQ curve. It's crazy. Have a listen to this comparison. So first, MIKKO Reflex. Pay attention to everything else besides the ego guitar that you're thinking about. Just take your ego guitar and push it down where I keep all of my emotions anyway, and just listen to the kick, snare, bass, and even the overheads, and how everything just sits, because there's really no phase problems masking up the entire mix. So this is just the EQ first. It's almost like I can't really even tell how the riff goes when I jump to the MIKKO2 version. Obviously there are things you can do to compensate for this, but that is the entire point that I've been trying to make, is that when you take a traditional guitar cabinet, it's very common practice for you to start processing things, start messing with the low end, try and boost the mids, and do things to make it sit in the mix, when you could actually fix the problem at the source and have something that just works so much better straight out of the box. So let's hear this comparison without any of the drums. Let's start with MIKKO Reflex. So I hope this really demonstrates and makes it very clear what MIKKO Reflex is all about in comparison to the MIKKO2. It's very difficult to criticize a 4x12 guitar cab sound when that is exactly what we've always loved. But you know, after geeking around with all this stuff, you start to wonder, like, is there no solution that fixes these problems that I have to mess with in post-processing with guitars? And I really truly believe that we do have something that fixes most of those problems with MIKKO Reflex and the Reflex IRs in general. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this makes things a little bit more clear to you, and see you on the next one. I've been Mikko. Bye bye.